Yeah, so here we are, getting ready to go into week 8. Man, it flies by, right? Excited to head up to Western Kentucky. Coach Allen does a great job. They're off to a good start this year. Won a lot of close games. I mean, it's kind of funny. I look at it, it's almost like the polar opposite of what us. I mean, we've had some really tight games. We just haven't been able to finish. They've had a bunch of tight games. They've been able to finish. And it just shows the margin of our conference is so small. So we're excited to get on out there. They'll be ready to go. I believe it's their homecoming game. Remember the last time we headed up there, it was their homecoming game too. So I know they got a pretty wet week, it looks like, going on in Bowling Green. So it'll be interesting to see how the weather plays out. We're excited to head on up there and get back on the field.
Questions?
For Gavin and just what have you guys kind of learned about yourselves these last 2 games? Just knowing how those games played out and just dropping them just by like the slimmest of margins.
That we have, I know we have the team that can take it all. I feel like it's just, little things here and there that we can fix and that are easily going to be fixed to we'll be able to pull these games off. Every game we've been in this season has been a fourth quarter game, and I feel speaking of the offense, I feel like we're a second half team, which I think once we get the ball rolling in the first half, we'll be unstoppable.
Yeah, that we had to fight to do what we can do. The last couple of games, like you said, have been really close, and it sucks that we haven't been able to finish it off. But we've been working since the summer to finish these games off. So, I mean, we have all the goals in front of us that we still want to achieve, and I feel like we're capable of doing that.
For all 3 of you, how do you guys try to maybe? You guys are coming off 2 brutal losses. Missouri State overtime and Liberty came down to the last second. How do you guys try to maintain morale during that? Try to keep your head up and keep going on you guys' objectives after those kind of losses. Anyone else?
I mean, we're a team. I can look to the right and to my left and know that the guy next to me trusts me, and I know I trust the guy next to me. So, I mean, it's just being a unit and just coming out in the fourth quarter, really just trying to finish the game.
Tony, Gavin.
Well, I mean, for me as a coach, to me it's consistency. There's no magic. There's nothing. There's no fairy dust you're going to sprinkle to fix the little things, right? Consistency in the approach, consistency in the way we do things, and then ultimately the players have got to believe in what it is we're doing around here. I think when you watch, it's hard when you watch a film and you see a lot of you just see yourself not have a chance. But when you're looking at critical mistakes. You're looking at the end of halves, and so we take a sack where we had an opportunity to kick a field goal, right? You look at, just things that you can't control either, right? Like, for example, that holding on the defense, right, that they called, that all of a sudden instead of 3rd and long, they got a first down to kick a field goal, and when we sent it in to the officials, they agree that should not have been a call. Things like that. So you share that stuff with them. You talk about the things that you can't control that impact the games, the things you can control, and that's why every single play is so critical. But as far as, you can ask these guys. I'm the same guy every single day. You know what I'm saying? I don't care, if you win by a big margin, you win by a small margin, lose by a small margin, we're going to come in, we're going to follow our processes, we're going to believe in what we do, and we've got a group of guys that have a great character. They show them week in and week out, and they're always ready to go. So I think, to me, the consistency in the approach is what settles things down.
Yeah, I'm going to just piggyback, pretty much off Nate. It's a big trust factor here on this team. I feel everybody trusts me, and I trust everybody. You've seen it against Liberty. We scored 21 unanswered to come out in the second half. That just goes to show, when we all trust each other and do what we're doing, we're more than capable of, taking over on these games.
Tony, any more thoughts on what Logan did last Wednesday night? You got maybe watch some more film on it?
Yeah, well, obviously there was a couple of critical errors, that, again, throwing the ball away. That's an easily fixable thing. Is it impactful? Yeah, it's impactful. He's just got to learn to throw that ball out, completely out of bounds, right? But it wasn't a forced error. It wasn't like he meant to do it. It wasn't like he made a bad read, just made a mistake, The first pick, right? Again, that's another thing we said into the, to the officials, right? That he was obviously hit early before the ball ever got there. It ricocheted, and they run the ball back down. We end up getting a stop, and he gets a pick, but we would have had first down on the 12-yard line going in if that call was made correctly, right? So again, so you look at that and go like, God, Logan really didn't make a bad throw there. That's a PI that that should have been called. Now the end of the half, that long ball down there, second half when we threw that, those things are going to happen. So he didn't play a terrible game. There's a couple things that when you're the quarterback, you get all the glory and you get all the heat too. You know what I'm saying? It's like being a coach. So we 100% believe in Logan. He's going to be fine. He's going to deliver ball to these guys. I think overall his body of work, speaks for itself, and he's done a good job at giving us a chance to come back in these games. He's a big reason at the end of these games that we have a chance to come back is the way he's, the moxie he shows and how tough he's playing.
Did you ever get any more clarification on that last interception, or just?
You know what? It's a tough deal because PJ was tackled. That's why they threw the pass interference, right? By rule, if the ball is tipped before it gets there, it can be dead. However, I brought up, it's like that should have been a defensive holding call because PJ had no ability to get into the intersecting point of that ball. Thus, it was hit, tipped up, and never got a chance to play on it. The officials never came over to explain it. They just ran off the field. So that shouldn't have happened. And again, I don't want to be the guy that cries about spilt milk. That's never really been my thing. Do I think it was a bad call? Yeah, I think it was a terrible call.
Just looking at Western, really good passing team.
Yeah,
one of the best
they do a
teams in
good
the
job.
nation. Just for Tony and Nate, just I guess from a secondary standpoint, how are you guys kind of feeling heading into this matchup against the Hilltoppers?
Very confident. This last game we focused a lot on man, and we really did well this week against man. And we know that they're explosive offense, but we also have a lot of explosive DBs. So I feel like we have a lot of speed in the back end this year, and I feel like we can compete with them very, very well. And I'm excited it'll be the best competition that we've seen so far as the back end. So I'm excited to see what we can do.
Tony, just what are you expecting to see out of them?
Well, Coach Helton's got a track record of bringing in good quarterbacks. I mean, even back in his days being a quarterback coach, at SC and stuff, with Darnold and those guys. I mean, he's done a really good job, I've got to know him well over the last couple of years. Smart guy, sharp guy, still has a big hand in the offense. You can see that. It'll be interesting to see what they do too, because Maverick, he was their guy leading up to it, and I know he had a non-throwing shoulder injury. So I'm really curious to see what the true decision is there. Is it him or is it their backup that went in? He had a good game. He was efficient. He threw the ball around well. Adds a different dynamic in running the ball. So that's a little different for the the defense to be able to handle. So first of all, I'm just curious to see who they end up going with, but we'll be prepared for both. Like I said, they do a good job. They have a talented group on offense. So it'll be a good challenge, but I know our guys in the back end and even up front with the pass rush are excited to get after it.
Coach, Isaiah Rudison got his first career touchdown as an Aggie. He's been here for 4 years, and you've been with him ever since he's been here, and he's played a lot more under you as head coach. How happy were you to see him to finally get in the end zone in his
So
career?
now, who did you say again?
Isaiah Rudison, Biggie.
Oh yeah, Biggie. Biggie's a stud. He's a guy who's grinded out. Local guy from El Paso. I tell you what, the other day we put on some plays after the Liberty game, and we handed the ball to him one time, and it was an extremely physical run, and I played in front of the whole team. And if you would have heard the reaction from the team on just watching him have a 6-7 yard run, and the energy you felt in the room, you know how loved he is. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that all these guys respect. He's worked hard, and you know what? I don't think it'll be the last touchdown he has. I mean, I think he's a guy that we probably need to lean on a little bit. We need to be better. Go down to that fourth down call again. I mean, there were so many things that we could have done to pull away in that game, and we just didn't do. But, I think, a guy like Isaiah who runs the ball downhill hard, we all believe, he's more than capable. So, I don't think it'll be the last time we find him in there, but it was good for him finally to get that.
Tyler Martinez and Kai, how are they doing? Are they doing all right?
Kai's cleared. He's ready to go. He's practicing again. He was yellow jerseyed up early in the week last week. We finally got him out of it, I believe, on Thursday. He practiced last night, so he's ready to go. I'm not sure if he'll be in the starting rotation right away, but he'll be a backup that's available, and Tyler is still out.
Or at that running back room, just how are you guys looking there? Kadarius and what is Dijon? How's he?
Dijon's healthy.
Okay.
Again, it's one of those deals where we're still, the lion's share of the reps are still going to the throwing game. I mean, we're averaging almost 35 passes a game. What we're starting to become is more efficient in the run game. I think when we handed the ball off to the backs, we averaged 5 yards a carry, which is good. We need to continue to do that. We just need more explosives, We got a lot of 3, 4, 5, 6 yard runs. We need to see some more explosives in the run game. That'll help, again, with the structure back there with the 2 high safeties and such. But we're getting better there, so we just got to keep on leaning into it and continue to be efficient. The biggest thing when you look at the game, and I know players get frustrated and things like that, but when you have 4 interceptions and you have a 4th down where you don't get it, right, on a 4th and 1, those 5 series if those continue, that's another 15 snaps. That's another 7 or 8 pass attempts. That's another 5 or 6 rush attempts. And if you get 1 first down, now you're talking an extra 18 snaps, right? Those really predicate, your offensive output and how you do in the game. So we have to eliminate turnovers. That was just an absolute killer as far as volume of plays.
On the other side of the ball, you guys have created turnovers in every single game. Tony, for you first, just what's working on that side of the ball that's led to you guys getting that success in that aspect of the game?
Well, starting with Coach Morris and the philosophy of our program and all of our assistant coaches, and it bleeds down into our players. It's something we talk about all the time. Number one, you got to run with the ball with your hair on fire. When you got people that are screaming to the football, not jogging to the ball, not walking. Guys that are running to the football, you're going to get extra shots on the ball. You're going to be able to pop it out with your helmet, pop it out with your hands, and our guys have done a good job. And then obviously creating picks. One of his picks, he did a great job right to him, but another one was a bang, bang play, ball pops up, he's right there. Why is he there? Because he's running to the football, right? So we've got guys that are really engaged. Again, you have a game like we did where you have 4 turnovers and you're still plus in the turnover margin. That's pretty impressive. So I think our guys have done as good a job as anybody in the country of stressing turnovers and creating turnovers.
And then just to build on that, just how do you guys, keep sustaining that success in that part of the game?
Coach Morris teaches us to swarm and compete, and he preaches that a lot. And I feel like we play with that type of energy, which means like just to compete from point A to point B in 4 to 6 seconds. So it's just playing as fast as you can and getting to the ball as quick as you can, and being in the right spot. Like the last play he talked about, I was just in the right spot at the right time, and my teammate made a play. So it's just making sure you're at the spot and getting there as fast as you can.
Nate and Gavin, you guys have kind of had a mini bye in these last few days last week. Just what were those days like? And trying to just recover, get back focused after the losses that you guys have had, and just trying to get focused for the next week.
Definitely. After the game, I'm a firm believer there's a 24-hour rule. You got to flush everything. It's a new week. Anything can happen. So, since the loss, it's definitely a recovery and a lot of film. And we know what we can do to get better, and that's what we're working towards. So we go out there and perform Saturday against Western Kentucky.
For me, it's just a lot of film as well, and just understanding who we are. These last couple of games, we've really been in it. It sucks to lose. Nobody wants to lose. We work our tail off since the summer to week 6 or week 9 of football, and just watching film and just coming together as a group. Continue to understand who we are.
Gavin, we've talked about quarterback issues, and they've been limited, and they've been litigated about whether turnovers and things like that. And is there anything you feel like that pass catchers can maybe improve on or build on or maybe get better at going forward?
I think everybody's doing their job. Things happen. Logan's an amazing quarterback, best quarterback I've had. I feel like everybody just has to be we got to stay around him. We have to practice what we preach. So how we preach, staying together, trusting one another. We always practice that, so I feel, Logan's going to brush it off, come back this next week. And when he puts the ball in play, we know the receivers, tight ends are going to make plays. And it's never a doubt in, anybody's mind on the field. And that's it.
Gavin, you're having a great season so far, and you're having a great season. Just what's kind of been fueling your success so far this season?
Definitely the trust. I say the trust of the team. When I'm on the field, everybody knows that I can make plays. I've also, heard a couple other interviews from coaches where it's they got to respect me. So I feel like that really pushes me. They're showing everybody what I'm capable of doing. And then Coach Sanchez and Coach Yost, they're putting me in the right spots, to perform and make the plays for the team.